the hard part, isn't it? The really hard part is the yoke of ourselves. Giving it up. Giving it up. When I first, back in about 2001, when I was first in the parish, and I was just overwhelmed by all there was a very large parish, and there were many priests, but that didn't seem to sort of divvy up the work very well. It seemed like a bit more work. And we used to have an expression in Tuesday morning staff where we would just say, you know, that comes under the category of GTG. Do you know what GTG is? Give to God. This is an impossible situation. We can't, the relationship with that person right now is just not working. Let's just let God intervene. That's what we need to do. And that's what, in the case of Elijah, he just sat in the presence of God. That's what we need to do. Sit in the presence of God. I don't think anybody here has had God sort of point the finger at you. No, you've got to do more. No. Has there been a God who did that to you? I think the only God is the God that begins with I. The big I. So, back to our gospel passage, where Jesus is pointing out that servant leadership does not mean you have to have all the answers, that you have to be ever present, that you have to do it all. You can delegate. And it's also about trusting that if the relationship with God is heavy, something's not happening that needs to happen in your spiritual life or your creative relationships with God. Because by definition, relationship with God is breath, it's air, it nourishes us, it does not weigh us down. I love the reading from Philippians, which is why I chose it. And I especially love it, and you probably recognize it because the last line or two is what is often used as the blessing at the end of the service. But I call your attention to the first couple of lines. Rejoice in the Lord always. If you find that your weariness, your sort of fatigue, is with God, and it could be, you could be tired of wrestling with God. The invitation is to try joy. Try to experience Jesus and God as a joy giver. Many times in our burdens, when we're exhausted, we take on activities that are escapist ones, and they're understandable. You want to escape, but they're not life-giving. They don't fill you. They don't nurture you. They don't sort of satisfy that need to be re-fed. So whether it's endless TV or just spending money or shopping or eating, my favorite, drinking, whatever. We all have our little private addictions that are escapes. But it may be that we're leaning on the wrong person or the wrong thing. We need to lean on God. God can take it. There's not one thing, or one burden, or one sort of challenge that we have that God hasn't dealt with or hasn't met, or is unfamiliar ground. And we just lean into God. So the rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. And Paul's making a big point about this. You say, and then let your gentleness be known to everyone because the Lord is near. Do you not worry about anything, but pray and in supplications and thanksgivings. One of the really helpful discoveries when I was baptized in Christian, it took me 35 years to come around, so to speak. What I found that was hardest for me to realize is that the most helpful way through a burden was Thanksgiving, giving thanks. By actually staying in a state of gratitude, it ramps up the joy piece. It's a little odd sometimes. But as soon as Thanksgiving dominates our mind, then the reality of those moment-to-moment burdens, and some are lifelong, day to day, whether it's physical or emotional or spiritual, but if the first prayer is thanksgiving, the first prayer is gratitude, somehow that lightens the burden. It lightens the burden. And that's what Jesus offers us. To keep our eye on Him, to keep our eye on the reality that we cannot white-knuckle our existence. We cannot stick it out, grit our teeth, without causing pain, not only to ourselves, but those around us. We need to just give it over. Give it to God. Laughter tea? Yes. Nehemiah reminds us that our joy is strength in the Lord. The psalmist will remind us in many ways that that's also true. And so when you're giving birth to something, maybe a baby, maybe a brainchild, maybe a new idea, maybe just a new step in your life. There's that 9-month period, getting heavier and heavier and heavier, and then the water breaks. And there's, for that period of labor, which many know here, it can be shorter or longer. The outcome is creation itself, and surely for many the most blessed joy of all. So I encourage each one of you, as you're carrying and laboring on as the people of God, know that you are companioned by the best of all, and that you only have to reach out, and that God's hand will be with you. Amen.
Amen.